So for context, I am a revert. I've reverted a month ago after about 12 months on this journey. Finally took my shahada and did it. And I go to a revert class. I go to two, but the one I'm talking about, I go on Friday evenings. And I've gone on Friday. I'm wearing like a long skirt, top, cardigan, and my hair's covered. But I don't wear like a proper hijab. I wear it like a veil and then I bring it round. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how I want to wear it. Anyway, so I've gone to the mosque with just the intention of going to the revert class, okay? That was all my intention was. And then during the class, they're talking about fundraising and getting donations for some of the class to go to Umrah in October. So they were asking if anyone can stay behind, and after prayer, once everyone's coming out, if we can like take donations. I said, you know what? Why not? I'm here. I may as well do some good, you know. So then some of the girls have gone to pray. And they've asked me, Georgia, do you want to come pray? And I was like, I've never prayed in a mosque before. I've not got my prayer clothes with me. I don't know if I can. And they were like, Georgia, you're fine. Like, just, you know, bring your veil round. Just cover your chest. Because this is all that was showing, okay? I said, just bring that round. Come and pray. I said, okay. Done my first prayer in a mosque. It's beautiful. And then I've come out and I'm waiting with the rest of them to take the donations and stuff for when everyone's coming out. And then as everyone's coming out, this guy's just like walked up to me, just randomly shouting at me that I need to cover myself. You know, you need to cover yourself, you need to cover yourself. We've tried to explain, I don't know why I'm looking to my right, me and the revert brother that was at my class. So he's trying to like stick up for me and say, hang on a minute, like you don't know the circumstances, you don't know anything, you're just coming up to her, approaching her like that, you can't do that. He's like, I don't care, like she needs to cover herself, And this was humiliating in front of humiliating. It's got me upset because it's my first experience of someone judging me as a Muslim, and it's come from another Muslim in a mosque. And I was like, really? Like, you know. So I've gone off. I had to find like a little corner, and I just burst out crying. I was literally couldn't stop crying. It was so embarrassing. And then some of the sisters has come and found me, and then some of the men from the mosque had come and found me, and, you know, checking that I was okay, what had happened, explained everything to them. All they did was apologise. They apologised and apologised and apologised, and just reiterated the fact that that doesn't represent their mosque or Islam. And I'm glad that they did. And then any other male that was there that heard what had happened apologised and said how it didn't represent the mosque, it didn't represent Islam, and that shouldn't have happened, okay? So I was having a bad day as it was, okay? Everything in my day went wrong, and then I'd gone somewhere that I kind of find peace in. Like when I go to my revert classes, it brings me peace, okay? Because it's like my only connection with Islam at the moment, because when I go home, it's just me, if that makes sense. So I then didn't, but I was umming and ahhing, like, do I want to go back to this mosque? I don't feel comfortable now. All the way home, I'm driving home, I'm thinking, I should have said this, I should have said that. Like, I was getting angry with myself, like, I should have stuck up for myself, I should have done this, I should have done that. And I was like, right. So I was getting more worked up. I'm still crying as well, like, it made me cry again, because I was just thinking about, like, what to expect now with my journey. And he just kind of like fed into all the stereotypes of Muslim men, and I was just like, I'm in an ahhing, and I was like, do I really want this? Do I want to go back to that mosque? I don't want to go there anymore. And then if I don't go there, I can't go to my class. And I got home, I made wudu, and I prayed my night prayer, and I asked God to guide him. The guy that said all that, I asked God to guide him, because clearly he has his issues, okay? And that's not for me to judge. But I just spent the whole next day as well, the whole Saturday, thinking about it. So I'm in work and I'm just thinking about it, and I'm in an ahhing. And I was supposed to be going back to the mosque on the Saturday to help carry on the fundraise because we were doing it on both days. So after prayer, they'd come out, we'd do the donations, and I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go back. I just felt really nervous. I felt humiliated, and I felt I didn't want to go back to it. And some of the girls had messaged me, check in and see if I was still up for coming to do the donations. And I was like, all day I was thinking about it. And I prayed when I got home from work, and I was like, I don't know. I can't let this person who doesn't know me, who just judged me, I can't let that then impact my good intention. Like, I had gone there with just the intention to go and do my revert class. I have then prayed for the first time in a mosque. I have then helped take donations, and we did amazingly. It made me really happy, apart from what he did. And I did decide to go back on the Saturday, and I had my prayer clothes. So I was prepared that time, and I went and I prayed again, and it was beautiful. And then we took donations, and we did it even better than we did on Friday. And again, the guys from the mosque, they came and found me on the Saturday. They said they apologised again, and they were really happy to see that I'd come back. And after their prayer, they spoke about the incident. So there was loads of men there. They spoke about what had happened, and they had obviously raised awareness on it. They had spoke about how we should be respecting the women, regardless of anything. And they came and found me after, and he was like, we're trying to do something about it in whichever way they can. Obviously, we are very limited. If someone has that mindset, they're going to have that mindset. But I was so thankful that it was a learning opportunity. And even they said, the men at the mosque, it was a learning opportunity for them as well. And for everyone else that had come to that prayer on Saturday, that was a learning opportunity for them. And that made me, I went from contemplating everything and just being so overly emotional about it to then I was so relieved and so happy on the Saturday night when I'd gone back. And I was so happy that I didn't let him take those things away from me and take that mosque away from me, because what good would it have done me? And I'm glad that it had then had a snowball effect on a snowball. I don't know the saying, but yeah, it was nice. And in a way, I'm glad that was tested. That was my little test for that, to see how I would kind of react with that.